Twitter ain't doing nothing but talking about this Cowboys versus the Packers game, and the Packers coming out smoking their boots. And if y'all heard, y'all know me and Marcus had just little slight conversations about Jordan Love having a cannon all year long. Like every time every time we watch a Packers game, one thing you cannot deny him, that boy can throw the hell out of that football, and he got to do it on national television. When the lights was supposed to be bright, they wasn't too bright for Jordan Love. He showed out. And the crazy thing, though,
that might have to give the Packers some respect.
Oh, they earned them. If you didn't, but you know
because I mean, just if you just look at it just from generation to generation, now you about to be on your third franchise quarterback.
Oh, of course. And I think, and then that's why some people were even giving their coach some praise, because they was like, look how they just moved off of Aaron Rodgers, where everybody else was probably second guessing. I'm like, damn, we don't know what Jordan. But I think about it, and again, why I do, one of the reasons why I hate
patient.
No, why you gotta be patient, but I hate sports people, because even somebody like Kyle, I even seen him today, and he was, of course, sucking Jordan Love off the day. But I watched him be like, oh yeah, Jordan Love just not ready. He's not ready, and everybody in the Packers organization know that.
That is fine, because that's a part of sports. Nobody's coming out the gates and just, oh my God.
Besides, well, CJ.
But I think he took him a little ways to get his foot wet and
get into him to actually get where he was going. Because realistically, going into the season.
Now, if we sitting here saying off of professional football impact wise, just coming out, you know what I'm saying? Like he will be a first in a long time who actually, you started.
What, CJ?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. He is. He's the youngest right now. The playoff win. He was the youngest. Yeah, he the first.
But that's what I'm saying. Everybody's situation comes in different ways, and how you move off that situation, how you become who you are, your legacy. It all depends. Because even if you say, like Ben Roethlisberger, his starting job, the quarterback went down. Then after that, he went on that win streak, and that's how he became Ben Roethlisberger. So I think it's just all on how you create your. Nobody's coming out the gate, oh, I'm the star, I'm this, I'm that.
No, for sure. But of course, I'm just talking about just sometimes how just the media can just try to push narratives on certain players. And if you just,
I mean, shit, take Jalen Hurts for example. You forgot he got benched in the playoffs when they played the what was it, right before the when the Commanders went to the playoffs. It was that game. It was like the last game. It was like the last game of the season. Yeah, and they set him down in the first. And I guess they didn't want him to finish because they wanted that draft pick.
Yeah.
And so just to think about it, now that's your franchise quarterback.
For sure.
Sometimes you just gotta be patient.
No, of course. But I'm just talking about just sometimes where it's. I just don't like when you get too loud about pushing a narrative and not actually allowing players to even play. Because the perfect example, when we talking about with the 49ers, and that was my beef with them, what they did to Trey Lance, because he still only played 8 games, though. You think about 8, they played 17 games in one season. So you talking about out of 3 years, he only played in 8 games, and nobody never gave him a fair chance. And hopefully we'll look at him right now the way the Cowboys fans, and that's so crazy how of course, when we even going back to the Gotti situation, we talking about fans and stand culture, though, like how quick Cowboys fans ready to get rid of Dak Prescott. Don't think about just this season. They were saying he was an MVP quarterback. And Michael Parsons, you're going to learn the hard way. You're going to have to get on that microphone, my brother. You sit here, Mr. Podcast, man. Hell no, he ain't get on there. He bet not get on there. He ain't stupid. But that's, again, when we talking about the comment section and sitting here, be able to deal with it. I wouldn't be mad at him if he took a week off. Even if he took 2 weeks off, I wouldn't be mad at him. He young as hell, Marcus.
Playoffs.
You ain't in the playoffs. You ain't got to keep
but
talking.
You need to address that. You was Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah, I got that boots.
You was Big Bad Wolf.
They put up 48 points on them. 48.
And it was on your defense.
For sure.
You got to address the podium, brother.
And you got to think about it. It wasn't just a throwing. Like, and of course, when we talking about just, y'all know I like to just talk about the gambling thing too. And it was so crazy because I just did a straight money line with the Packers because and the crazy thing is like they even and I like what FanDuel did. So like during the Packers and before the Packers and the Packers and the Cowboys game came on, they asked you like, hey, what's your predictions for the game? So they gonna line you up a parlay to however you feel like the game is gonna be. So if you say, oh, the game it's gonna be a good game, I put a good game. Then they said, what you think the score is gonna be, a blowout or it's gonna be close? I said close. So then they give you parlays to fit the prediction that you picked the game. But I still was like, I'm picking them to win, but I didn't pick them. I didn't think Jordan Love was gonna come out there and go crazy like that. Because I'm like, I still had some respect for the Cowboys. I didn't think like they gave me Jones where it was like, 250 yards and 4 touchdowns. And I'm glad I still didn't take that because he only had 3 touchdowns because Aaron Jones went crazy on him. And that's the thing with Michael Parsons. You play linebacker. That running back had a career game against y'all in the playoffs. He went crazy on y'all. So this ain't just passing. The running back ran for 3 touchdowns. So like I said, the Packers outshowed him. And then real quick, going back to the Browns, I know only person more happier than the Houston Texans actual fans was Deshaun Watson, because all this, again, when we talk about sports analysts, first thing they were saying, shit, if Flacco could take them to 2 rounds of the playoffs, is Deshaun Watson guaranteed his job to come back? After the way Flacco wet the bed, yeah, Deshaun Watson can walk right back on there and be the star quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. You ain't got to worry about it.
But is he though?
But you got to think about, they didn't have no losing record when he got injured. They had a winning record. He lost. His last game he played was against the Ravens, and he balled out. He had like 325 yards, and it came back with a winning victory. He got injured that game. That was his last game against the Ravens. So he didn't have a bad game. Like, they still had a winning record when he went down.
I think it was still early too, because we all had that.
No, yeah, or everybody in that division only had at that time like 3 losses. But it's still though. But my whole point of it is, how can I lose my job the last game I played and we won?
No, I mean,
and I balled out the last game we played. The last game Flacco just played, he just literally wet the bed.
Because Deshaun really hasn't shown Deshaun. I mean, not saying Deshaun worth game. He ain't showed that money worth.
I mean, I guess it depends, because it depends on what you judging the money off of. Because how do we determine what?
He was the first one that had guaranteed money.
Of course. I get that, but still, my whole point is, you can't see though. Only reason why I'm saying is he wasn't worth the money. If you could sit here and say they had a losing record, if they had a losing record before he got hurt, then cool, I get it. But you can't sit here and say my last game, I think he threw for like 325 yards before I got hurt. Like, what's worth the money? What I'm supposed to come out and put up these LSU college football numbers? Hell no, niggas are professionals, and that's the difference. I even heard Ocho Cinco talk about that. He was just like, dog, it's so crazy how when you a kid, snow games, you get geeking if it's a snow day and y'all can go outside and play football. But then when you become a professional athlete, and we can tie that into the Chiefs and the Dolphins game, like, it's a difference. Because you know why? Because it's a difference when you're in your neighborhood. You may be the best player, or maybe a few of y'all who are actually good, but it's everybody else just out there just having fun. They ain't as good, so that y'all ain't hitting each other as hard. That dog, I have never seen somebody helmet. When you sent that John to the group chat, I'm like, dog, I've never seen somebody helmet crack in a football game. So people don't know what we talking about. Dog, Patrick Mahomes pulled that. Shout out to Patrick Mahomes. Sometimes, of course, y'all know we all joke on here about how he talk on the podium. He sound like a white man. But trust and believe, when that playoff on the line, he gonna pull them legs down. He gonna show you that his dad is 100% smoking on that Joe Burrow pack. He showed you he's a nigga. He pulled that ball down and ran for a huge one, and put it, and kind of like almost put the nail in the coffin early in that game. But then that run, like I said, he went head up with one of the Dolphins players, and literally his helmet cracked. A piece of his helmet literally came off on the field. I was like, what the hell?
That's how cold.
But that's how cold it was. And that's why, again, me and you was having a conversation off mic, and then I was just like, how important really is home field advantage when you are some of these teams where the weather is just horrible? Like, even for Buffalo had to
put... But it still can play to you. Like I said, it played to Kansas City advantage for them playing in cold weather. Imagine if you was playing somewhere hot. Miami might have had one of them games.
Oh, no, for sure. For that example, you're absolutely right. For a team like the Dolphins, and that just goes back to where
that's because, like, just to say, well, home field advantage is like, just imagine if you played in a dome. So there's no, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, it's equal playing field.
Yeah, but if I'm a player, I would kind of rather have that.
No, but that's an equal playing field though. Because there's no noise. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like the atmosphere.
So okay, but my question then, I guess I hear what you're saying, but then my question would be, you can't say that because the noise still would be noise. Because Detroit just...
Okay, but we perfect example. You look at Kansas City, Arrowhead, Brooklyn, or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. That weather and all that played in their favor.
Oh, for sure.
Dallas was undefeated at home.
Mm-hmm.
That did not play in their favor this past weekend.
For sure.
They didn't have home field. They didn't have home field.
So, no, I get what you're saying, but my point of it is, if you was the Packers, the way your team is structured, I don't necessarily, well, they got a strong running game, but I don't necessarily know if I want to play in that cold weather, because every team, even for the Chiefs, it played better in their favor because they have a better running game than the Dolphins. But if they had to play another team, like or they play the Bills this weekend, I don't necessarily know that Arrowhead weather plays in fact, because the Bills is a running team, and Josh Allen even showed it again today. That run that he did when he literally like he wanted to stop and he sped it back up, I was like, oh, this big white nigga can move. And that's why I do like Josh Allen, because I like a running quarterback, period. I don't care if you black or white. If you can pull that ball down and you can really go crazy and you dip your shoulders into people, I like that Josh Allen. I like him when he do that, because when he pulled that jump down and literally looked like he slowed down and wanted to stop, and he was just like, oh no, I got open space, pew, and got out of there. Shout out to Josh Allen. He showed up when he was supposed to. A lot of and it's not, to me, realistically, if you are a honest Steelers fan, I'm sure y'all wasn't looking to go into this game and realistically think you was going to win anyway. But it was just a good look for Mike Tomlin, where it was like people was kind of questioning his job a little bit.
Who was questioning his job?
A few people, when they was kind of struggling for a minute before
he walked out on the podium. Now
he just walked out on him.
Mm-hmm. Somebody asked about his contract.
Yeah, see, that's my point.
But why are we talking about that?
Oh, that's what they do.
You got to talk to them. You got to talk to the owners and